Hey guys, so I am Empress Sparkle. I am a witch, clairvoyant, Hellenic pagan, and as well as I see souls. So today I am bringing to you is a live where you have to be subscribed to be able to comment. So if you do want to comment, you have to be subscribed to my channel to enjoy this sort of content. So today I am bringing to you answering your spiritual questions. So this is nothing to do with tarot, nothing to do with mediumship, etc. Hey Stace, this is actually to do with what you want to know, really. What you want to know, really. So yeah, so this is to do with that. So it's all to do with what you want to know and stuff like that within the spiritual realm. So do stick around. Do say hey. Do say hi. So yeah, so especially if you've watched my videos and stuff and there's stuff that you're a bit confused about, this can be quite helpful. And if you are on the phone, hey if you are on the phone and you can't get onto the live chat, where the three dots are, so you'll have comment and there'll be three dots. If you swipe left on that, you'll be able to find the live chat. Hey Shawnee. So yeah, so we are literally you have to be subscribed to be able to comment. So if you're not subscribed, you won't be able to comment, my lovelies. But yeah, so it's just sort of like a spiritual chat, me giving you your information on what happens within the spiritual realm, really. Well, in my spiritual realm, because as we know, everyone's spiritual realm is slightly different, and spiritual gifts, etc. They are slightly different. So yeah, I do apologize for my dogs crunching. Hey, Kate. Oh, hey. How are you, my lovely? If you don't know Kate, I've got a podcast coming out with Kate. I was actually editing it yesterday and I did it again. I sort of got watching it rather than editing it. And it's brilliant. Her haunting actually really showed how spiritually it can really affect you. So it's absolutely brilliant. That is coming out on the 1st of January. I am so excited for that. And do check out her books as well. Actually, I will link her. I will pop her link in the comments. So do check out her book as well, my lovelies. It's not about the thing or anything, but do check her out. I'll pop that down below. More than welcome, lovely. It's so, I love it when I have a really nice guest. I'm like, so yeah, if there's anything you guys want to know within the spiritual world, not really a world, is it? It's different realms. It's the same. Oh, it's really confusing how to word it. It's the same world but different realms. Isn't it? Yeah, I've shared all over Facebook, Shawnee. So yes, so for me, the spirit, if they're in the light, doesn't come to give me the message. It actually comes through Hermes. So if they're in the light, it actually comes through Hermes for me. They don't actually come because they cannot leave the underworld. They can't leave where they are in the light. You're more than welcome, Kate. They can't leave there. They really can't. So for me personally, that is what happens for me. For others, you know, when I get that cold shiver when someone comes to me and I feel that cold spot and I'm like, ooh, that is someone that's not in the light. So that's how I know the difference. They're not in the light. Will you stop eating your food right next to where I'm working, please? Thank you. Yeah, so for me, Hermes brings the message, because and this is why I say if they're in the light, leave them, let them rest in peace. Don't go to all these mediums, dragging them out. They're doing me head in. Crunch, 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 right in my ear next to me. They won't eat where their food is. They have to bring it and stand next to me and eat. It drives me insane. All right, sorry. Um, yeah, so for me personally, because I believe they should be left in the light, they should be left to, rest in peace. This is why you need to be careful what mediums you're actually going to, because if they keep pulling them, especially if there's some mediums that actually pull them from the light, they can cause them to stay here. So, oh, this is going to get complicated, Marja. I hope you're well, sweet. So this is going to get complicated. So that could actually be your own self-made shadow man. So that could be your own self-made shadow man, and that's what it actually sounds like to me. So we can make our own shadow man. But we're going to get into real confusing. Oh, I love that because cats are also natural protectors of the dead. Oh, I love that, Kate. Exactly, Stace. They definitely should. Yeah, it will feel heavy, sweet. So it will feel heavy. It will feel really hard. So it will do. Um, but the best way to do it is to come to the light. The best way to fight that is come to the light. That is the best way to fight it. And I feel awful wording it that way, because it's not easy to come to the light. I posted my own story yesterday, I think it was. I posted my own story and explained my own journey a little bit. I didn't go into too much detail. And it's not easy at all. And it's not easy to come to light, but we have to come there. We have to get there. Otherwise we end up yeah, yes, Shawnee. So sleep paralysis can be linked to this as well, which is why, in a way, one of the things that I actually say is when I go into a haunting, which can I just say, when you watch Kate's on the 1st of January, you're going to find out that was a proper haunting. That was a proper haunting. This is why when we go into a haunting, we have to check everything. We have to check from everything, mental health, the absolute lot. Like, there's so much that we have to check. Meditate every day. That is the best way to sort it. So then you don't forget, you're in routine, right, okay, I'm about to go to bed or I'm about to get up. Meditate every day. That is the best way to get through it. Don't forget, guys, if you are watching from the outside, you need to subscribe to be able to comment. I would love to have your questions about the spiritual world and what's going on in it and all of that. You can tell I've done a lot of readings this week. My neck's hurting. Remember the video from last week? It's okay sometimes. It's okay. Yeah, do it when he's in school or bed. That's sometimes the best. Oh, okay. Can spirits protect us from spells? Oh, yes and no. But you have to be white. For them to be able to protect you from spells, you have to have a white soul. Because if you're in a dark place, that's going to easily attach to you. If you're in a dark place, that's going to easily attach to you. So yes and no. is the way to explain that. So my spirit guides protect me quite a lot, and they do. But also I can protect myself because my soul is quite white. But if you're not listening to your spirit guides as well, Marja, and you're not in contact with your spirit guides, they won't know how to protect you because you're not letting them into your space. Because you're not letting them in your space. So you've got to let your spirit guides in your space. And when I say this, you do have to make sure that when you actually feel the energy, and this is why you need to be cautious when you do first start out. I know with like Shawnee and Stacey, they actually got me when they first started letting them spirit guides in. I would actually help guide them. And the reason being is because you need to be careful because you could have what's called a mimic or a trickster, and they could actually pretend to come in. So they could be pretending to come in. How do you connect with them? Meditation is the best form. Meditation is the best form. And stuff like that. So yeah, meditation is the best form to start out with. Make sure you feel their energy. So if they give you a cold shiver or something, they ain't good. So push them away. I can see them, Kate. I didn't tell you that, but I can see them. And I want to say, Kate, with everything you've been through, I am so surprised that you are a light grey with everything you went through with that haunting. And that's how I knew they kept trying, they're still trying to get your energy because somehow you will not let them have it. You fight them. Sorry, I am so proud of Kate. Like, I've not met anyone that's managed to deal with what she dealt with. Honestly, she's amazing. Moods are a big telltale. So moods are a big telltale. There's quite a lot. Yeah, it's really hard for me to explain. This is a problem I have. Putting it into words, I actually find really difficult how to put sometimes into words because the spiritual realm, as Daniel was saying when I did my podcast with Daniel, they don't talk like me and you. So we get all this energy and we hear, we hear in what's called white noise, but we can translate it. And it's really hard. It's really hard to explain it. Also, if they're being overly nice, I know this sounds weird. So if you connect with a spirit guide and they're being overly nice, question that. You're more than welcome, Kate. Question that. If they're being overly nice, question it. Because spirit guides are not your friends. I just want to say that spirit guides are not your friends. They aren't there to be your friends, and they are not your friends at all. I think this is one thing that Shawnee's sort of worked out now, that I think she sort of thought, you hear about this Love and Light crew and they say about it. Yes. But if it is actual a spirit, there's ways to tell. So if it's actually a spirit, it'd be vivid. And when I say vivid, I mean it'd be like you're awake. So if it's actually a spirit and it's a dream from the spiritual realm, it will be like you're awake. All right. So it'll literally be like, if you're walking around your house, you can smell, you can taste the air, you feel like you're breathing the air in on different rooms, etc., etc. You can smell them, you can feel them as well. So it is like you're awake, but you're dreaming. Yeah, so you can have other people, if they're asleep as well, come into your dreams. But again, if I'm honest, that is so rare to have a dream walker, what they call a dream walker. It's so rare. So for me personally, no. If they're past, then yes, possibility. But if they're still alive, because it is so rare, most likely no. Sadly, our brain has a lot of wishful thinking when we're in a dark place, etc. Um, we have a lot of wishful thinking, and you know, and that is the hardest part because we want it so bad. So for me, when I actually have visitation dreams, they are weird because they're not friends and family. For me personally, there'd be like a ball of light, or it'd be like I'm out in space. One that I had regularly when I was a child is that I was doing monkey bars in the sky. And that's one that I had regularly, talking to someone that I didn't know where they were. But it felt so real. It felt just so, so real. And like when I dropped at the end, my stomach, that would be what would wake me up because I'd literally feel like my stomach's gone into my throat. Um, yeah, so that is what I'm talking about. It has to be real. You need to remember if you're wishing for it. So if you're like so wishful thinking, oh, I want to see this person, I want to see that person, I want to see this person, it will come into your dreams. That is in your subconscious. All right, so what I actually find is, what do you mean, Marja? I'm just checking because I feel like I've mentioned fully all that. um so yeah, see, that to me, I'm going to be completely honest, is grief. That to me is grief, sweet. That is full grief. I will admit, I've had my granddad visit me twice since he passed away. My Auntie Debbie has never visited me. I see her when I go to the meadows, but I don't actually have a conversation with her, nothing. Um, I also, I can't think who else has visited me. The only one I have had, which I can hands down say was a visitation, was Amstad. That's the only one I can say that was definitely a visitation, was Amstad. Yes, we should manifest and not obsess. It is one of the important things. But when we're going through grief, it's hard not to. And it is very hard not to. And I know with them, she's just coming out of the grieving progress, which is brilliant. I will just say that. Absolutely fantastic. But we do need to remember that. Yeah, they're at peace, Marja. They're at peace. They're happy. They're with family and friends they haven't seen for ages. This is their time, sweet. Imagine, Margie, you've just passed away, right? I'm going to be really cruel here, so please do not think I'm being cruel just towards you. This is towards everyone that actually sees this. Imagine you've just been passed away and you keep getting whipped back, right? You keep getting whipped back by family and friends, dragging you back into the place which caused you pain, caused you horror, caused everything that made you feel like rubbish. All right. Imagine that. Imagine that. They don't want to come back here. They want to go and live in peace. They want to be in peace. That is normal. No, that is normal, Stay. So usually a day, if Emma said to me, oh, it was a day or two after his death, I would have gone, right, that's a visitation. That is quite normal to have them visit in dreams a day or two after their death. I usually give 2 weeks, to be honest. That is completely normal. That is a big problem that people don't realize. Me and Daniel were talking about it, and we were saying about how people keep going to these mediums and they've pulled their family spirit back here so much that they've ended up stuck here. So you've pulled them out of peace so much. Even though for me, I use Hermes, that's why I only get messages. But you pull them out of peace so much that they end up stuck here. And it breaks my heart. I get it. It's hard to grieve. I do get it. And I'm weird because I no longer struggle with that. I no longer struggle with grief. And I don't. I'm okay with death. Absolutely fine with death. I know I'm going to see my loved ones again, etc. So I do know I'm a strange one there. But I think once you get to the white light stage and you're actually finally there, I think your life sort of changes. You're like, oh, well, I can't actually wait. I'm going to have a big party. You know, for me, there's about 170 people waiting. So I'm like, yeah, party. And then I wait for my girls and we'll have a party too. Stacey, I love your mum. She is so spiritual without anyone even guiding her. I love your mum. Exactly, Marja. Be happy for them. They're with family, and your religion will matter, sweet. So, your religion and her beliefs will matter very much so on whether she'd come back and speak to us. Exactly, Em. This is it. They're at peace, they're at rest, they're loving life, well, loving a, a different form of life is the way I'm going to word it. Complete at peace. Yeah, it's this is one of the reasons why I do go on about it a little bit. Yeah, I used to be, Stacey, before I healed. I used to be petrified, and I mean petrified. And I won't deny that to anyone. I used to be like, the only thing I have now is the fact of Jennifer and Bella. Oh, I've mentioned her name, I'm going to be in trouble. My two SEN children, my special needs children, is that they're taken care of. That is the only thing for me now. Isn't it weird? Once you heal, it's so strange because I know you and Shawnee are now at white lights. It's so strange. You hit that white light and it's like, I'm okay with everything that happens. Ah, thank you, here and back. It's so strange. Ah, whereabouts in the USA? I'll be nosy. What is that famous for? That's famous for haunting. I'm always nosy. I'm in Leeds, England, in the north of England, UK. Ah, okay. I can't think what it's famous for. I'm most probably thinking, I feel like it's an asylum or something. I'm into a lot of the paranormal here. So yeah, that's a little bit about grief, my darlings. Hold on, that sounds like Minecraft. Are you playing Minecraft? I'm sure the Emperor is Minecraft. Why is my head gone straight to gaming? You're manipulated. Oh, I'm confused. I am really confused. Kate's like, "Ooh, indie." I know someone from your neck of the woods. Most likely, sweet. Most likely. Being thrown a ball in the meadows, and I want to say swim in the river for some reason. I am really confused. Oh, bless you, Em. I am really confused. I don't identify as targeted individual or TI, whatever TI means, or my least favorite chosen one or chosen. I'm remembering. I'm high value target. See now, when you say Target in America and USA, all I go to is the shop. I'm really confused. MK Ultra. I swear you're just reeling off brands because MK Ultra is a brand as well. I am really confused. Mind control. Hmm. I know you're trying to get into my energy, but I've been stopping it. Hmm. So how do you do mind control then? You can energy control, but I don't believe you can mind control. I will say that now. I know it ain't. Just put your energy fields up. It's a him as well. Hmm. I think your energy works a bit opposite to what's round here, sweet. We deal with white energy, not black. It's very, very dark, your energy. And I can feel you trying to get into me. I'm really worried about your mental health. Like, this is what I'm talking about, guys. Don't mess with shit. All right? This is what happens. This is called spiritual psychosis. They ain't happy with that. I think here and back, you've found the wrong group of people, lovely. And I will be honest that I will likely block you very soon because I think you automatically must be trying to come into my energy then because I can feel someone. Either that or you've got a demon attached to you and they're the ones actually coming trying to get into my energy. Okay. Okay, sweet. Um, all right, sweet. Yeah. I respect you. Thank you for that, lovely. Thank you for that. I respect that. Yeah, I think so too. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out how. Oh shit. I think I've done it. There we go. There we go. Sorted. Um, there is an example of spiritual psychosis, my lovelies. And that is really, really worrying. That poor person. As soon as they've gone, it's lifted. Thing is, in a way, I wouldn't mind them to contact me, and actually get in contact with me and let's sort it out. Let's get rid of the demon that's obviously attached to him. Well, daemon, as I call him, the black entity. Um, that's really hard. I knew they wouldn't stop, so I knew I had to hide them, because I knew they wouldn't stop. But in a way, I do want to help them. That was horrible. I do like a challenge. That one will certainly be a challenge with the fact that by the looks of it, it attached to him 4 years ago. Um, it's hard for me, Kate. I want to help him. I'm one of these where I'd go in and help him. I'd go and visit their house and help them and everything. Um, I am one of them. And it's you knew how close his energy was because I knew he's a male. I knew he's about 6'1". I could literally describe him to you. You can't on YouTube. Sadly, you can't on YouTube. Um, it was bad, Kate. It was bad. It was bad. So it's sort of like that. I've got to protect you guys. And when it started to push more, I was like, yeah, no, this isn't okay. When he gave that final push, and I was like trying to find the button to get red. And it's really weird. My computer has gone a bit weird. It's this is a problem. Once you go, and this is one thing, guys, actually, this is great example of Kate's video we're going to be watching. Um, once you get to that point where you can feel it's darkening you, it's sending you dreams like he was talking about and stuff like that. When it gets to that point, I love what Kate says she did, and she went straight to someone to help her because that is what you need to do. No, he come quite in my energy, and Tommy was like, "This is a problem I have." Tommy, my spirit guides are like, "You need to help him. You need to help him. You need to help him." And I'm like, "No, I need to protect everyone else that's here. I can feel that because he can't get through to me. He's pushing through to everyone else." As soon as I felt that, it was like, "No, this isn't all right." Um, it's just then it plays on my mind because I think I don't Kate, please don't take this wrong way about America, but their mental health programs are worse than ours, are a lot worse than ours, and it's horrible. He definitely I just hope he gets the help he needs, is what I hope. he gets the help he needs. Is what I really, really do hope. I do know it's really weird because this live's now gone really funny. I've got it running on my other computer as well as on here. It's telling me no one's here. It's telling me it's got no likes. On the other computer, the chat's back down by some. Yeah, he wanted to collect our energies because he knew we were white light round here. He knew we mainly work on white light, and I could feel that. And because obviously I'm quite bright because I've been doing it for years, it was a bit like, whoa. And then all of a sudden, Tommy was like, "You need to help him." And I was like, "No." At the same time, I was like, "No, Tommy, I need to protect these guys. I need to protect the guys that are white lights. Let me protect them. And then at some point, I can sort out his dark energy." But sadly, as soon as I felt him convert, not just from me to you guys, it was like, "No, get rid." Oh, bless you. It's well that no, don't take me off the live. Oh, this is the one. I just want to block user. I have blocked them. My channel's unhid from them. So, yeah, my channel's now hid from them. But, yeah, there's some weird stuff. It's really weird. Ah, Kate's still here. Yeah, it seems like Shawnee and Stacey have been disappeared. Em's still here. And it seems Marge has disappeared. Really weird. Oh, no, Stacey's still here. Honestly, Stacey. No, that's all right, sweet. It's really weird. That's really weird. On one computer, it's telling me only one person is watching. Weird, isn't it, Kate? I was on the side. Treating me like elf on a shelf. It's really weird. So he has sort of messed it all up. But he's, yeah, gone now. Gone. So I do apologise to everyone. So I'm just going to say that. I do apologise, my lovelies. And if you come back on another channel and try to find me, because that's usually what them type of people do, and you find us and you find us talking about you, please email me empresssparkle186@gmail.com. We will have a chat about what's going on because I am very concerned about you. Weird, isn't it? Because it was fine beforehand. It showed all 7 of you watching. Weird. It won't affect watch hours, sweet. So don't worry about that. It won't affect watch hours. Well, I hope he don't. I won't be happy about that one. That one, I won't help him if he does that. It did a bit like when your spirit walked in and knocked for us. It did spice it up. I'm a bit like, whoa. As long as nothing comes and stands behind me, I can't feel any. Luckily, nothing can get in this house. But yeah, that was a bit nuts. That was a bit. I think I've lost my train of thought as well. Oh, bless. Shawnee's sharing me link in there. Bless her heart. I've completely lost my train of thought. Oh, that's actually a really good one. So, signs of psychosis is making everything spiritual. And it's also starting to confuse in between what's real and what's not real. So at the minute, me sat here talking to you guys is real. Tommy talking to me, I know is in another realm. But say if, how do I word this? But say if it's a very, very fine line. Very, very fine line. But say like a natural thing happened. So how do I explain it? You have a sonic boom, you don't hear it, so you can't hear it because of how far away it is. And that causes a cup to fall off the side, which it can. You straight away blame that on spiritual. That's when you've got an issue, when everything is spiritual. A bit like what we were saying about dreams. Every dream that you're having, you're taking as that is them visiting you. Um, your dog staring into space, they might be able to see a flea that you can't see. You know, their eyes are 20 times better than us. Not just that, what people need to remember is their hearing is 120 times better than ours. So if they're hearing something from that direction, they're going to want to try and see and sniff it out because their smelling's better than ours. So they're going to stare in that direction. So it's little things like that. But if you take it as every time they do it, then there must be a spirit there. That's when you're borderline spiritual psychosis. There's so many other things as well. There's so many other things. Yeah, so light flickering. So like here in the UK at 4 o'clock, we get a power surge to deal with all the kettles going on after work in between 4 and 6. So the lights will power up and then lower down. So we get what's called power surge. People see a lot of them power surges as what's the word? As paranormal, but they're not. Faulty wiring. That is a big one that I find. There's faulty wiring at 50 East Drive, at 50, 30 East Drive. Why did I call it 50? 30 East Drive, and that is near the grandfather clock. There's faulty wiring there. You can detect it. There's, yeah, electric playing up. Could often be just the electric person, electric meter, or it could be the fact of all of them things. There's so many more natural before there's paranormal. Paranormal is actually really rare. The amount of times I go, this is why I love talking to Kate, because the amount of times that I talk to people and it's not a real haunting, and Kate actually gave me every single, yes, Kate, denying the possible of natural explanations. That is the biggest key to spiritual psychosis, is that Kate actually gave me everything I would look for in a haunting. Everything. Absolutely down to a T. And I was like, oh, you definitely were haunted. This is the thing. We've had many tremors. We can't feel them, but our dogs and animals can. So because they can, they feel them, but we don't. But we can feel them in our soul. It's like all of a sudden we'll go, oh, what was that? And things like that. And this is the thing, there's always natural before anything else. before anything else. There is always about a billion natural causes before paranormal. The thing is, sweet, we don't always feel the earth move. So the plates, oh my goodness, I'm going to show off my science knowledge here. So the plates, what causes tremors? Oh, okay. I was going to say, I was actually willing to explain. I'll behave. Yeah, behave. I'm like, I will behave. But yeah, spiritual psychosis and what can happen then when you're bringing reality and spiritual together, you go into sort of it's not quite schizophrenia. I don't want to call it schizophrenia because it's not quite that. I want to say it's more bipolar. And you go through phases where you have a real big high, and then you go through phases where you're really down, and then you go through phases where it's like you want it to be paranormal. As Kate was saying, you really want it to be paranormal. So you're hallucinating things because you're like, or you see something out the corner of your eye and it's actually just your partner's shadow. And you're like, oh, yeah, that's definitely paranormal. Yeah, bring it on. And this is the thing, you go into this horrible, horrible world, absolute awful world. And like with what he was saying about the fact of he thinks he can mind control. I'm like, no, you can't. That is one thing I will say. You can control someone's energy, but you can't mind control. Yes. So I actually went myself when I was 23, just before I started my healing. I actually went myself. I said, I think I've got schizophrenia or bipolar. And I actually went myself because I thought I must be insane. And basically, they said it was neither. I just have a high imagination. That's what I always get told. I have a high imagination, which is caused by the ADD. That's what I always get told. And in the end, I just gave up. I was like, right, okay, if that's what you want to say, I have a high imagination. That's what you want to say. But yeah, I always, even when I'm with someone, and we're doing checks. This is why I would love to get a psychiatrist on my team because of the fact of even though I've got the counselling, I don't feel secure enough myself to say it's definitely not mental health. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I've had a few on the podcast, Shawnee, where I've literally gone, what? I've had a few on the podcast where I've literally gone, and I've struggled. There's a few where I've disagreed massively with what they're saying. Massively, absolutely hugely with what they're saying. And you can feel they're not. So the problem is when you become spiritual, whereas I've managed, is it the same for you, Kate? Yeah, they did the same for me. For me, I've managed to keep that level head. I find a lot of spiritual people seem to forget, and I do say this to you girls, I do forget what it's like to be you, where you're just coming into it and you're just rebuilding your energy and all that. I do forget what it's like. But that's because we've bypassed it. I've been doing this now 15 years, the actual spiritual healing side of it. But yeah, why do I like to make myself feel old? To me, 15 years ago was 1999. So I've been doing this 15 years. And so for me, the spiritual side of it is a bit more like, I sit there and I'm like, oh, how did I do that? You definitely do, Kate. I could feel it on you. You definitely do. And if you remember rightly, I said to you, Kate, that's why they're comfortable in your energy. That's my way of saying to you that you're clairvoyant. I don't ever separate the clairs. I call you clairvoyant no matter what. But you definitely do. Especially with there's a bit in the podcast, and I'd like to see whether you guys can spot it. I'm not going to tell you where it is, but there's a bit in the podcast, and me and Kate hear a voice, right? I can hear it. Kate can hear it. We both react to it, but we carry on talking, right? I asked hubby to rewatch over it. He can't hear it, but we both react to this voice going, "Hi," and we both like look around going, well, it was a bit fainter than that. It was sort of like a hi. And you can see us both react to it. It was really quite trippy. But I don't think because we were talking at the time, I think it wasn't very clear. No, that's coming out on the 1st of January. So spooky one for the 1st of January. What is the next one coming out? Oh, the next one coming out is about self-love. Yeah, I know. I was a bit like, what are we reacting to? So I rewound it and I was like, turned it up a little bit because you just see both of us go. I looked towards my door and you looked towards your door. And I was like, what are we both reacting to? So I turned it up and I could hear someone going, hi. Oh, so now this. Right. Okay. So this is interesting. So if I went into someone's house and they told me, look, I always put my keys here hanging up. And I'll go, right, okay. The first thing I would do, Shawnee, and I know this sounds cruel, is go to them, oh, can we pop over to the shop? It's the first thing I would do. Can we pop over to the shop? So then when they come back in to lock the door behind them, I can witness where they naturally put the keys. So that is the first thing I would do, right? I know that sounds really cruel, and I know that does. But sometimes when we're in spiritual psychosis, it can, yeah, I have to test for them sort of things. The next thing I would do is check if there's a spirit there anyway, I'll be able to feel it. Anyway. But the next thing I would do would actually check whether there's residual energy. So residual energy can actually even do things like take the keys out of the door or take them off the side and put them in the door, stuff like that. So a memory that the house holds. That can happen, especially if the key also belonged to a previous owner. That sort of thing can happen. I know it sounds weird, but it can. The next option would be to go to, did someone else do it in the house? So that would be the next option. So this is why when I go and I'm checking possessions and trying to clear out attachments, etc. When I go, one of the first things I do is set up CCTV. It's one of the first things I do, as you know. And this is why I do it. Because I need to know what they're naturally doing and what they're not naturally doing. Because sometimes as well, if we're overworked or we're overtired with children, we do things without realizing, or we may think we did it, but actually we're just in so much so much routine of doing it, but we didn't actually do it. What we actually did was we come in the door with baby in one arm, shopping in the other, slammed the door behind us, put the key back in, locked it, carried on through the hall, kicking out, trying to rummage around with the kids in one arm, the bags in the other. We've put the bags down on the side, and that's actually what we remember doing. That's what we actually remember doing. So this is why some investigations can take weeks to figure out what's going on for someone. Some can take weeks, and especially because the spirits like to hide from us. So I do have to say that. So I say I can feel the spirit, but sometimes they like to hide, especially if they know it's someone like me that's coming in to go, let's get rid of you. This is the thing. This is where we need to sort meditation out, and with you, sweet. Get that brain fog out the way. At the minute, you're walking through a fog, a murky fog. We need to get you out of that. Once you're out of the walking through the murky fog, that forgetfulness should come better. Yeah, so it's going to be what I would do, Shawnee, is I know it seems weird. I'm just getting it for you. I can't actually see if anyone's commenting because I'm in a place. Right, so what I'm putting here, guys, is a affiliate link so I can be paid and get commission, blah, 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 if you use it, blah, blah, blah. So this link here that I've shared, Sean, is to my CCTV cameras. If it continues, I would place that so you can actually watch it. So you can actually sort of get guidance on what's going on. I would do that, sweet. That I know of, your house has nothing in it. That I know of, but sometimes until I visit, that you can't always quite tell. So yeah, it is. You do, sweet. Healing is such a magical thing. People don't realize how magical it is. That's why I put up my video, because I talk to a lot of these newbies that are new from COVID, and they tell me all sorts apparently about myself, that I'm not healed, blah blah blah, and I'm like, I sit there going, what? And just because, even though I have emotions to what happened, even though I have emotions to what happened, etc., it's not like it was. It's really strange. Oh, Kate, I love cameras. Honestly, I love cameras. Exactly, sweet. Exactly. And that is the thing. It can be just, you're a bit overwhelmed. So you think you've seen it because it's routine, but it's actually not. I've seen it with nurses. It was one of the worst things I've ever seen with nurses. And this was the first time I actually took note of it. When I worked at a GP surgery and at Addenbrooke's, some of the nurses sometimes were so overworked, they were absolutely exhausted, that they'd think they'd give someone their medication, but that person was actually at the toilet. So they completely forgot. Kate, you're giving away all the secrets. Kate has some good stuff. Good stuff. Kate has some very good stuff. And I will just say, bless her heart, she's allowed me to put it into the video. Some good shit. I should really swear. Oh, I love them. Me and Kate are both fans of them. And once you see Kate's podcast in January, you'll see why. No orbs. No orbs. My favourite thing, full apparitions. They are good, Stace, honestly, and they're cheap, which I like. One of the best things is they're low priced. They're not these silly priced ones. That's why I use Tapo. I will admit that. That's why I use them, because they're low priced, but they're good. And I am still trying to work out orbs at the minute, because where I thought you might be, sweet. If you catch anything, you're going to have to send it through to me. You know that, don't you? Even if you're snoring in bed. One of the things for me is with orbs at the minute I'm trying to work out is that's not where I see the spirit. Get her on the podcast. She wouldn't dare do that. Our Stacey acts all confident, but she isn't. I remember when I said to her, we'll be filming, her face looked like petrified. We'll send you, oh, bless her heart. Even the orbs with the tail, I'm trying to work it out because they're not where I see the spirit. So even the orbs with the tail, I'm trying to work it out at the minute. Yeah. So I am trying to work them out. Oh my God, no way. Honestly, everyone thinks Stacey's really confident and that, right? But she's not. Her face when I pulled that camera out at East Drive was like, she literally was like, you better not be getting me that on that thing. She can come on like side-eye guy with mask on. Oh, bless her. Send you a memory card. Yeah, you'll be like the pop-in person that just sort of does a hey and then disappears. Oh, it's strange. See, now I hate believe it or not, I don't like cameras, but I know the message I'm spreading is important. And I know that. I do know that. And that's why I do it. I've just got to get better at making content for the rest of social media. Bring over loads of newbies like the lovely Kate. We'll actually share her link again, my lovelies. She is also on, I need to follow her on there actually. I'll do that now. On Insta. It's because my daughter keeps swapping over onto my one. There is going to be lots. Obviously, I've got one next week. I love her name, Chicken Nugget Girl 75. Oh, she's already following me. Oh, bless her. She has got this, Kate. She's an amazing, honestly. She's absolutely amazing. Love her. Oh, she'll be dropping any moment. Oh my goodness, guys, I've just realised the time. I wondered why Aunt had come down. I tell you, they're like a clock. I don't need a clock. Honestly, I just need my tribe. I don't need a clock. If I give them a time I'm finishing, they could turn up. Thank you all so much. I apologize for that person. If that person does end up watching this from another account, feel free to get in content. Please do feel free. Ask it on Wednesday when we're on the paranormal channel. Ask it on Wednesday. If you remember, ask it on Wednesday because I know I won't. Oh, bless her. So thank you all, honestly. Thank you all so much. Have a good day, Kate. Have a wonderful evening, ladies. Get lots of sleep, get lots of rest. And I will speak to you all soon. Thank you again. And don't forget, keep sparkling.